I'm going to show you how to bake and roast some delicious ham hocks. So let's get to cooking. Most people are most familiar with this smoked ham hock that's browner. It has more sodium in it because it's been smoked already, but it does have a lot of flavor when you're cooking greens. Here, I'm going to cook mostly fresh ham hocks. You can see how meaty they are, and it has the same skin on the end that's thick, and it's full of collagen, similar to a pig's foot. This is an economical meat that in my area costs about $4 or $5 a pound. So one ham hock is plenty for one person, and it would just be a couple of dollars to have this as the meat on your dinner plate. Ham hocks are delicious. They're super easy to make, and so that's what I'm going to show you today. The seasonings I'm going to use include garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, or you could use oregano, thyme, salt, black pepper, and smoked paprika. And I'm also going to use a little bit of olive oil. You can see that I'm using a pan that is small enough to let all of the ham hocks touch and be close together in the pan. And it has 3-inch walls so the ham hocks can braise in its own liquids as it cooks. To begin with, I'm going to wash my 2 bell peppers with cool water and white vinegar. And before I cut them, I make sure I dry them and my cutting board off carefully so I don't have any slip of the knife. And I cut my bell peppers and my onions to a nice medium thickness. This is fresh pork, so I'm making sure that I wash it with water and cool vinegar. I use this time to inspect each piece of meat, which is one of the reasons why I clean my meat like chicken, even though most people say it's not required. I put half of my cut veggies in the bottom of the pan, and the walls are 3 inches tall, if I didn't tell you that before. You want to make sure you're not using a pan that's too low. That will cause it to overflow all the extra liquids, the braising liquids. So now you can see how snugly my ham hocks are in the pan, and to season them, I'm just adding a quick little drizzle of olive oil, just enough for me to rub on both sides of the skin to help the seasonings adhere. I'm starting off sprinkling garlic powder. Next, I'm doing onion powder, and you'll notice I'm not measuring anything. I'm just doing a light dusting over the meat with the knowledge that I'm going to use this seasoning on both sides, rub it on both sides. So here's some Italian seasoning, and now I'm doing a light sprinkle of black pepper and a little bit of salt and some smoked paprika, about half a tablespoon. And so I'm using my clean hand and I'm rubbing in the seasonings and the olive oils all around the meat and trying to get under the skin when I feel a nice little pocket opening so that the meat is seasoned on the inside, not just the outside skin. I have my other half of cut onions and orange and green bell peppers. You can use the bell peppers of your choice or not use them at all. I love to cook my meats with bell peppers and onions for some reason. If you have fresh garlic, you can certainly add that in as well. And so now I'm going to add some chicken broth. This one happened to be on sale. It's organic broth. You can use broth or stock. And I'm just pouring in about a cup and a half to the bottom, not to disturb the seasonings on top. And I added some more Italian seasoning on top because I know I wanted a deeper sense of seasoning. I'm going to cover this with foil and cook it in my oven at 350 degrees for a total of 3 hours. I take it out of the oven to baste it at the 1 hour and 2 hour marks to keep it juicy and tender. And you can see after 3 hours how the meat is pulling away from the bone, and it is super tender and delicious. Here I've plated it up, and I want to show you with a fork how tender and delicious this meat is. This is the fresh ham hock, and you can see it away from the bone how we want to see it. And just using my fork, I dig it in, and it is beautiful, delicious pork. And I enjoy eating the skin. Leave me a comment down below if you're an OG ham hock eater and you eat the skin too. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel.